This is the Overdue Homework Podcast.
Welcome to the show. That's Trav. I'm Drew.
And I'm Trav.
This is the Overdue Homework Podcast, and we are here to give you our opinions on 80s and 90s media. Please contact us at podcast@overduehomework.com. Trav, you just had a birthday.
Woo-hoo. Yes, I did. It was awesome.
21 again, right?
I'm 21 again.
21 again.
Definitely not 35.
What'd you do, man?
So we had some people over to play board games.
Nice.
It's like a $300 and some board game called Foundations of Rome.
I think you've told me about it. I should check that out.
Yeah, all you casual Monopoly players, step up the game here. Spend $400
on a board game.
But no,
sure.
it is super fun.
Good.
And, got a cheap little cake.
Yeah.
And then I forget what the heck we did for lunch. Pizza Ranch.
Nice.
Yeah, a little
nice.
Pizza Ranch. It was delish.
Pizza Punch.
Pizza Punch. But yeah, how are you doing, Slash? It's been a while. But
yes.
How was your Father's Day?
It was good, man. We did what I wanted to do, which was just get some hugs from the fam and just hang out.
Nice.
That's all I really wanted to do. So it's
little
great.
Cam and Ev time.
Yep, little Cam and Ev time. A nice card from my wife. So that was good. It was fun. It was a good Father's Day, and I know my parents don't listen to this podcast, but I think they finally figured it out that Mother's Day and Father's Day isn't about them anymore because their children have families.
Yeah.
So it's kind of about us now.
They finally threw in the towel.
They finally threw in the towel. I saw my parents and wished my father a happy Father's Day on Saturday, the Saturday before. So.
Nice.
So that was nice. They figured it out because they were monopolizing our time. Maybe I'll cut all this stuff out. They don't listen, so it doesn't matter. They would monopolize our time on Mother's Day and Father's Day, and it's like, okay, you're the grandparents now. We're the mommies and the daddies, so it's our day now. Sorry,
it's our day.
Sorry, Tom and Roberta. Sorry, Tom and Roberta. But yeah, man, it's been a while since we've been together to record here, but I'm glad that we're finally getting to it, and I'm really excited for this episode.
Oh, for sure.
Really? Do you want to talk about your basement?
No. I don't.
Moving on. In the production of today's podcast, I used an article from mentalfloss.com, and that was by Mark Mancini. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
And of course, we are doing Major League from 1989. It was directed by David S. Ward, written by David S. Ward, produced by Chris Chesser and Irby Smith. Irby. What do you think that's short for, Irby?
I don't know.
That's a name for it. Starring Tom Berenger as Jake Taylor, Charlie Sheen as Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn, Corbin Burnson as third baseman Roger Dorn. Corbin Burnson looks like Willem Dafoe.
He does.
He looks like Willem. Here's the case right here. Look at him. He's Willem Dafoe. Is he not Willem Dafoe?
He does look like him. A blonde Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, there's a couple of scenes in the movie where I'm like, damn, that looks like Willem Dafoe. Margaret Whitten as Rachel Phelps, James Gammon as Lou Brown, Renee Russo as Lynn Westland, Bob Euchre as Harry Doyle, Wesley Snipes as center fielder, Willie Mays Hayes, Charles Cyphers as Charlie Donovan. Not much of a stretch for the name in that one. Chelsea Ross as Eddie Harris, Dennis Haysbert as Pedro Serrano, Andy Romano as first base coach Pepper Leach, Steve Yeager as third base coach Duke Temple. I don't think they ever talked to the third base coach once in the whole movie, do they? I don't
Just
think
signs.
So. That's it, right?
Yep.
That's it.
No
Pete Vukovich as Haywood, the Yankees' first baseman. Willie Mueller as Duke Simpson, the Yankees' relief pitcher. He doesn't have a single line in the whole movie.
No.
He just looks pissed and he wants to hit people with baseballs.
Yeah.
Keith Uchima and Kurt Uchima as the groundskeepers. It was released April 7th, 1989. It had a budget of $11 million, had a box office of $75 million, and that's $214.9 million in 2024. That's a big movie for a comedy. $214 million? We'll just call it 215. How about that?
Yeah.
Trav, is there anything you want to talk about with this movie before we hit that breakdown?
I don't think so, other than I gotta imagine this is like a huge hit in Cleveland, right? Like everyone who's ever been in Ohio, this is like their movie.
I would hope so. You Clevelanders out there, let us know. I want to know.
Because this is during like their big stretch of no sports team getting any title.
Yes.
I mean, they're making fun of it in the movie, but
Yes.
it is true.
It is very true.
They had like a 50-year gap between titles. Or
They
something.
did.
So
Sounds like another sports state that I know of.
like they couldn't get it done in real life, so they had to make a movie where they could fantasize about
Yep,
it.
exactly. So why don't we get to that breakdown, Trav?
Let's do it.
All right. So I love that the movie opens with a Randy Newman song in the opening credits. There's just something about Randy Newman songs in movies that is like nostalgic for me. I don't know why it is, but I just love those songs that he has. We meet Cleveland as a city. It's kind of a working class kind of place, if you ask me. And they love baseball. The last time the Indians won a World Series was in 1948, and this is 1989, so that's 50 years, like you said. And now they are a bottom of the barrel baseball team, and good God, is that mascot offensive. It's unbelievable that mascot lasted as long as it did.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
When they pull back on the ballpark and you see Chief Wahoo, I'm just like, Whoa. Like, are you kidding me? That was acceptable. So, although Major League is something of a love letter to Ohio's second largest city, very few scenes were actually filmed there.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting. Early on, producers realized that it wouldn't be easy to shoot a movie at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium while working around the Indians and the Cleveland Browns schedule.
Makes
They were
sense.
both. That's pretty difficult to do. We were shooting late in the summer, and the Browns were already playing preseason games, and there were football lines on the field all the time that didn't look real good. That was said by director. What's his first name? I can't think of his first name. The director is David Ward. Thank you. There were also some union issues in Cleveland, so they went to Milwaukee. All right. Just do it in Milwaukee, I guess. Most of Major League's principal photography was filmed in Milwaukee, although Ward did manage to shoot the opening credit scene in Cleveland, along with some establishing shots of the Municipal Stadium. In Arizona, Tucson's High Corbett Field, which was used by the Cleveland Indians from 1946 to 1992, provided the backdrop for some of the spring training scenes. So
Nice.
There's something authentic there that they actually used. The owner of the team dies, and his ex-showgirl wife becomes the chief of operations.
Yep.
That's how that works.
That's how that works.
Rachel. Her name is Rachel. She's not going to take any shit from any of these players, that's for sure. She promises that the team will make history by the end of the season. And that's the truth. She wants some bad history, but she wants them to make some history.
Yep.
Spring training, that starts in 2 weeks, so here's a list of players that we are inviting to camp. The names are less than stellar. This guy here is dead.
Cross them off then.
That's simple enough, right? The people of the city, we get a little look in on the people of Cleveland, like the superfans at the diner.
It doesn't look too good.
The construction guys.
These guys don't look too fucking good.
So that's Neil Flynn. Did you recognize him?
No.
So he was the janitor in Scrubs.
Haven't seen Scrubs.
Don't watch Scrubs. Dad, he was the dad in The Middle, the show The Middle.
Never seen them.
Never seen that one. Plus, he's got a million bit parts in movies throughout the decades, including Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's in Home Alone 3, which is not a very good movie. And he's in both Anchorman movies, and I've seen both those movies numerous times, and
Sure.
I can't picture him in that movie at all, so I don't know what he's in there. And the grounds crew, they have zero faith in the team.
Fucking shitty.
Rachel, she's meeting with Charlie in the front office at this point. She wants to move the team to Miami. The league is never going to go for that, is what Charlie says. Well, if they play bad enough and attendance falls under 800,000 for the year, that's pretty dang bad. 800,000 for the year.
Yeah.
For 82 games, for 81 games, that's pretty dang bad. If you
That's
ask
pretty
me.
brutal.
It's pretty brutal. She wants them to finish dead last so she can then move that team to Miami, because they're gonna build them a stadium, gonna do all this stuff for them,
For a garbage team.
That's
how it works.
That's how it works.
Yep.
So it's time to assemble that team of scallywags.
Like Jake Taylor in Mexico.
He's clearly washed up.
Obviously.
Clearly washed up.
Yeah.
He gets a phone call from Charlie, and he thinks it's a joke.
You could have at least said you were from the Yankees.
Hang up. How does one... I know he passed out more than likely, but his head and shoulders are hanging off the bed, and he's passed out.
I don't know.
I don't think that works.
No way, dude.
I don't think that.
The blood is rushing somewhere.
Yes. They also pick up Lou.
He's going to be the new manager.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? This is a chance to manage in the major leagues.
I got a guy on the other line about some white walls. So he's more interested in selling some tires, I guess.
Yeah.
I get it. The Cleveland Indians really are very bad at this point. And Ricky Vaughn. He's in jail when he gets invited to camp, and he's not sure if he's going to be able to make it because he's in jail.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They never explain how he gets out of jail.
Nope.
They're like, sure. You want to go play Major League Baseball? Yeah, you can get out of jail then.
Yeah, we like baseball.
We like baseball. You can get out of it. So we move over to spring training now, and what a cast of characters, including Jake Taylor. He's walking in looking like he's been there before. He's got some experience. Serrano, he defected from Cuba for religious freedom so he can practice voodoo.
Voodoo. Yeah.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Roger Dorn, he's a pretty boy, and he's the only high-priced player on the team. He's not very good.
Yeah.
He can't field. And he's not going to mess up his meal ticket by getting hit in the face by anything, so that's why he can't field.
Yep.
But he can still hit, apparently, even though we see him hit like once in the whole movie. He doesn't hit a lot in the movie.
Yeah, it actually says he's been sucking till the end of the season.
Yeah.
He starts to come on, so I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Don't forget about Willie Mays Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
I play like Mays and I run like Hayes. He's not actually supposed to be there. And they know he's not supposed to be there from the instant he shows up. But they're just like, sure, let's just let this guy try out for a Major League Baseball team, even though
Dude runs like a cheetah, so
we don't know who he is.
Get that man a uniform.
We don't know how he got there, man. He's acting like you've been there before, I guess. Don't forget about Ricky Vaughn. Look at this fucking guy.
Well, he got out of jail.
He got out of jail. The way he enters training camp is almost a cliche, coming in on the motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
The handshake, all that stuff. It is a cliche.
Super Hot Shots vibes, dude.
It may not have been a cliche at the time, but now it is a cliche.
Yeah.
In the locker room, and we meet the crew. Dorn sucks.
The veg head.
Yep. And sides are taking. It's kind of interesting dynamic of the various players. Ricky and Jake, they're making fast friends. Willie inserting himself wherever he can. He even goes with the say hey bit because the real Willie Mays was known as the say hey kid.
Oh, okay.
He used to start most conversations by going, say hey.
Say hey.
Yeah. R.I.P. just died.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It is kind of weird. R.I.P. Willie Mays. Serrano, he likes hats for bats.
Hats for bats.
Keeps bats warm. All right. And Dorn isn't very interested in giving up that golf cover, but he's just like, okay, maybe this guy's going to stab me. I don't know what's going on here, so you can keep it. You can keep it. That night, Willie Mays Hayes, he gets kicked out. Just kicked out, not arrested, which is kind of weird. You'd think that he would have been arrested. 80s were kind of weird that way. They're just like, we'll just kick him out of here. We're not going to arrest him. The morning practice starts, and Willie wakes up outside.
Shit, did we start already?
He's a very sound sleeper.
Yeah.
It's like bright sunlight. Everybody's out there screaming and whooping it up. The starting gun is going off, and he just like, what?
What?
It's just very, very, very sound sleeper. Practice is in full swing at this point, and he proves himself with his speed in his pajamas. Get him a uniform. So Willie Mays Hayes was always shown in slow motion in the movie because Wesley Snipes is actually not very fast at all.
That's hilarious.
So they're like, I guess we're going to just put him in slow-mo every time he's running. Every time he's running, he's in slow-mo.
Right.
Every time.
That's hilarious.
So we move over to Jake and Lou, and Lou needs a catcher, someone that can lead the team on the field. I need the truth here. Are you 100%?
Yeah. Would I bullshit you?
You better if you want to make this team. Lou is a favorite character of mine in this movie. He's just so honest and earnest about everything. He's just like, I know you're lying to me, dude. You need to be the leader, though. Like, I need you to do what you need to do, but I know you're lying to me. You are not 100%. It's obvious.
His voice sounds super familiar, like he narrates commercials.
Interesting.
Or
I never looked up what else he's been in. I mean, he's been in a multitude of things.
I'm sure.
He's got the puffiest eyes in history throughout the whole movie. Willie, he's up to bat in the batting cage. Well, not the batting cage, but batting practice. And it's not looking too good for him. He only looks good, but the guy can't hit. So that's it. Only pop-ups. You might run like Maze, but you hit like shit. Every time you hit one in the air, you owe me 20 push-ups. He had to do many, many push-ups.
Yeah, seriously. He had to do 200 the first day.
Exactly. He even says when he gets back into the locker room, they expect me to hit when my arms are like Jell-O or something like that. And Ricky Vaughn, so they want to see what he can do, and he can throw really hard. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Better teach this kid some control before he kills somebody. I love that Pepper and Lou stand on either side of Jake Taylor in this scene, and neither of them flinch, which give them major credit for that.
Yeah.
Neither of them flinch when that ball goes flying through. Sheen, he claims that he used steroids to get into character in this movie.
All right.
To quote him directly, let's just say I was enhancing my performance a little bit, he revealed in a 2011 interview. The actor claimed that he took PEDs for roughly 6 to 8 weeks while Major League was being made. It's the only time I ever did steroids. My fastball went from 79 to 85. Wasn't the last time Charlie Sheen did some drugs, though.
Yeah, definitely not.
And Dorn, he's not fielding well. Don't give me that Olay bullshit, Dorn. Lou's gonna make Dorn do 40 sit-ups for every ball he misses.
Yeah.
Only one thing though, his contract says he doesn't have to. I don't have to.
Any calisthenics I don't feel necessary.
Yes.
So, all right.
And then Lou, in one of the greatest demonstrations of bladder control, whips his dick out and pisses on that contract.
For 2 seconds?
Yes.
And cuts it off.
Cuts it off.
Okay.
Pinches it off. That had to sting.
Yeah, that either stung so bad or he just took a giant piss. And this was that last little bit he didn't get out.
I love
that was ridiculous.
I love how Dorn looks down at his wang. Is just like, oh, okay, this is happening right now.
You're doing it.
You're doing that.
Does that mean I have to do the calisthenics? Or?
If you don't do the calisthenics, I'm gonna piss on you, Dorn. And don't forget about Serrano. He can hit the dingers
Yeah.
as long as it's the fastball. That's it. It's got to be that fastball.
Got to be that fastball. And the day is over, and we are back in the locker room. You get a red tag in your locker, that means the manager wants to see you. It means you died.
What an interesting way to put that. I don't know why it's got to be you died.
Yeah, your baseball life is over.
You're dead.
If you didn't make it on this team, you're dead.
You're dead.
You go into Mexico like I did.
He couldn't not make it there either.
And Harris lets Vaughn in on some tricks of the pitching trade. Harris's slight southern accent, like Crisco, Bardol, and Vagisil. And plus he puts a little jalapeno in the nose.
You put snot on the ball.
Harris needs every edge he can get. He doesn't have the arm of a young kid like Ricky, and Ricky won't have it forever either. And Jobu is revealed.
Bats are afraid of the curveball.
So Serrano offers Jobu rum and cigars to help with his frightened bats.
What about Jesus?
Serrano likes him very much, but he doesn't help with the curveball.
Are you telling me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Don't fuck with Jobu! You better not take his rum. It's very bad.
Good luck with the knuckleheads in this locker room.
Back at practice the next day, and very little signs of improvement from the players. There is some, but not too much. Ricky is at least hitting the batter now.
Yeah, that cutout is getting just destroyed.
Just destroyed. Takes his head off, you know. Dorn is getting in front of the ball, and Jake is making some stops. Everyone is still sweating the red card in the locker room, and everyone is safe for now.
For now.
The first spring training game, things don't go well, Drew.
No, they don't go
They
well.
really don't. Willie is still hitting pop-ups, and he's still doing push-ups.
I love that moment where he is just like, I guess I'm doing push-ups.
Yeah, no fans are like, what the hell is going on?
I love that moment.
Ricky is still missing the catcher, throwing wild pitches, and Jake is getting taken out at home plate. In a preseason ball game, it seems a little out of place.
Like, would you think in the Grapefruit League baseball game, spring training, that someone's going to full-on bowl over the catcher in a spring training game?
No.
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think so.
And Willie can't slide into base.
Well, he can slide, but he just comes up very short.
A little short. On the final cut-down day, everyone that matters makes it onto the team, but Vaughn.
Uh-oh.
And he's pissed.
He's pissed.
Turns out it was just a joke. A bad joke by Dorn. Ricky didn't take kindly to that and fights Dorn. Fuck you! He didn't get cut.
He didn't get cut, thank goodness. Otherwise, we wouldn't have much of a movie.
Definitely not. Time for the season to start and check in with the various people across the city, including the groundskeeping crew, super fans,
I've never heard of any of these guys.
construction pals,
Who are these fucking guys?
and then the groundskeepers.
They're shitty.
In the stadium with Jake pretending, 2 down, bottom of the 9th, game is tied. Taylor calls his shot,
Foreshadowing.
and he hits a home run. Willie and Ricky think it's hilarious.
You really got a hold of that one.
Yeah, what was that? A slider? At dinner that night in a very fancy restaurant, Jake, Hayes, and Vaughn, they are embarrassing to be in public with.
They definitely are.
I feel like a banker in this outfield. Does this place have chili dogs? They don't have lasagna. What the hell's the matter with you? I'll order for the table, and the longest toast ever.
To baseball, and to the start of two great careers, and for me, one more year in the sun. It just keeps on going. You can see the look on Willie Mays Hayes and Ricky Vaughn's face. They're like, okay, one more, huh? All right.
Jake spots his could have been, should have been wife, Lynn. Who's that guy she's with? I don't know. She's not wearing a name tag.
You want me to drag him out? You want me to drag him out of here and kick the shit out of him? And it's so funny too, because Vaughn doesn't get an answer from him, and he just kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, "No, all right, I guess not. No, I mean, I will."
I offered, but whatever. So what does he do? Calls her from the restaurant and acts very creepy.
Very creepy.
Very creepy. She's surprised it's him and is like,
Jake Taylor?
And yeah, he's in the restaurant. He's calling out her outfit.
Yep.
He's being very
very weird.
Very weird.
Very weird.
He wants her back, but she's with someone. Still gives Jake her number, though, 555-1934.
That must have been somebody's birthday on the crew, like 1934. That's just a weird number. Why not be 555-7545 or whatever?
Right, weird. 555. Back at the ballpark, game 1 of the season, Serrano shaving with a Bowie knife.
Seems dangerous.
Seems a little dangerous. And making an offering to Jobu. Ricky's on edge.
Relax, kid. We got 162 to go.
Quick pep talk with Lou, and everyone's picked them to finish last.
Maybe we should just go out and shoot ourselves. How about we give them a shit burger to eat instead?
That's an idea.
Yeah.
The clubhouse loves that.
They really do. They get way into like, yeah, shit burger.
Yeah. Game time, and we get to meet Harry Doyle. A shining part of the movie.
He is a shining part of the movie, if you ask me.
He's already drinking anything to ease the pain.
Listen to the roar of that crowd as the Indians take the field.
Crickets.
Yes, sir. They love this club in Cleveland.
Bob Uecker did a lot of improvising.
He did.
Director-writer Ward actively encouraged Uecker to make up his lines on the spot. He said, I want you to be Harry Doyle, say whatever comes into your head, before the camera started rolling. Uecker would be given general directions, then he'd improvise the actual dialogue. Most of it was stuff I heard guys say in the dugouts and clubhouses, Uecker explained, like the line about Pete Vukovich, character leading the American League in home runs and nose hair.
Which is a funny line. That's
Definitely.
a pretty good line. So we have that first game is going here, and it is the Indians versus the Yankees. The Yankees are one of the villains of the movie between Rachel Phelps and the Yankees. It's kind of co-villains, but you really learn to hate Rachel Phelps throughout this whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
The game overall does not go very well for the Indians. Hayes makes a nice basket catch in the game, though.
Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever fucking do it again.
That was a really good Lou impression. I like that a lot. Hayes leads off the inning.
A lot of people say you can tell how the season is going to go based on the first batter of the season.
So it's a check swing bunt to second base. That's not a very good start to the season. And I love how he's like, oops.
Yeah, but Willie Mays Hayes is so fast that this is the first leadoff hit in 15 years for them Indians.
It's
so.
almost like it's foreshadowing or something. So maybe the Indians are actually going to have a good season. Can you believe it?
I mean, according to Euchre.
According to Euchre, yes. Our super fans in center field seem to like it. At least they are cheering. I mean, they're like the only ones there, but they are cheering. Hayes gets picked off at first, though, so that's not really good. Dorn, he's fucking up at third base, and the 2 collisions in the outfield. Not 1, but 2 collisions in the outfield.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Intense.
And Serrano strikes out in this game. Things are not going well for the team. It's not, Vaughn, he's on the mound.
Just a bit outside.
It's probably one of the most quoted lines from a movie in the history of all movies, right?
Yeah.
Just a bit outside. Ball 4. Ball 8. Vaughn walks the bases full on 12 straight pitches.
Yikes.
That's enough to get you yanked from a game.
Yeah.
Our super fans give us the first Wild Thing bit in center field, so there's the impetus of it. Vaughn gives up the grand slam to Haywood. I love how the one dude in the Superfan's like, it's too high.
What do you mean too high?
Because, the trajectory of the ball, it looked too high. And the other guy's like, did you mean too hard? They leave Vaughn in the game after that grand slam.
Let's see how he reacts.
He beans the batter.
Interesting.
I love how Harry Doyle says, about time, it's 8-0 after. Thanks, Harry. Vaughn gets ejected and the Indians lose 9-0. That's
Yikes.
not a good. So a little B plot time now, I guess. Jake, he's looking for Lynn. He finds her at work at the library after she gave him that fake number. They talk. He wants her. She's getting married. Books are her life now. Jake wants to know, is this because I didn't read Moby Dick?
I'll read it now. Is this the whale section?
All of it does not matter, though. She's marrying that other guy.
Yeah.
Jake will always be the little boy that never grew up. Oh, Peter Pan. Back at the ballpark, in the front office with Rachel, and she is plotting away. That's all she loves to do is just plotting. She needs them to lose even though they're showing signs of improvement. Maybe she's coddling them, so they get a shitty plane. A very shitty plane. The plane ride to Milwaukee seems very stressful. They're always in a thunderstorm in that plane throughout the whole movie. And Harris is openly reading pornography on the plane. Hustler, to be exact. Hardly tasteful.
Yeah.
All while he lectures Serrano about Jesus. I mean, there's the irony there for you. They end up losing to the Brewers 7-0.
The only excitement in the game was Vaughn throwing 4 wild pitches in 1 inning.
Congratulations on the record there, Rick. At the bar after the game, Ricky's giving out autographs. He made the Hall of Shame on the news. Alt culture loves Ricky Vaughn in this movie. All those punks and all those people, they love Ricky Vaughn.
Yep.
And he's like, I want your autograph because you sucked so hard. And it's interesting, too. These are major league ball players just going to a random bar.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I don't think that would happen. Maybe it happened in the late 80s, early 90s, but I don't think it would happen today.
There's no way.
Just going to a bar, having a drink. Back in the air in a thunderstorm yet again. The next game, they lose again, 6-1 against the Rangers.
1 goddamn hit.
You can't say that.
Don't worry, nobody's listening.
Time to fly again, and the plane is in parts on the tarmac. They're using duct tape to fix the propeller. I would not trust that fix. I don't know about you.
No.
Willie thinks it's a good idea for Jake to follow Lynn to her apartment.
That's never a good idea.
No, that's never. And Jake is reading Moby Dick in comic form.
Yeah.
So at least he's trying.
I guess.
Still trying to rip an ex-lover away from somebody that she's going to be marrying. Seems sleazy to me.
Definitely. Yes.
B plot time again. The dinner party. You can cut the awkwardness in this scene with a knife.
Yeah.
It's funny how the rest of the guests figure out the situation.
Weren't you an athlete, Lynn?
Yeah, he's talking directly about Lynn right in front of her fiance. Jake leaves and gets an ultimatum from Lynn's fiance.
Stay away from her.
Suck my dick. It's like, Jesus, man. Like, that's
Yikes.
a bit of an overreaction. Back at the clubhouse, and Vaughn needs glasses. Less than fashionable glasses.
Yeah.
Seeing is the most important thing, kid.
I don't think it's that important.
For me, that was one of the more funny lines delivered in the whole movie. Every time I watch the movie, it got a chuckle out of me.
Yeah.
It's just the way Wesley Snipes delivers it. I love it. I love it. That's it. That's all he needed was some glasses to solve all his problems pitching. That's it.
Nobody thought of that.
That's it.
That's it.
Just some glasses.
That's all he needed.
And props to Charlie Sheen in this movie, whether he was directed to or not. But if you, up until the point where he gets glasses, there's multiple instances where he's squinting, trying to see stuff at the beginning of the movie until on subsequent rewatches where I'm like, oh, way to go, Charlie Sheen.
Nice.
If you were directed to do that or not, it's an interesting little bit. I guess he's a professional actor, so he probably did that on his own accord, maybe. Jobu, he gets desecrated. Harris drinks the rum.
Up your butt, Jobu.
Not a good idea, because Harris then takes a bat to the back of the head. They don't take him to the hospital or anything, even though it knocks him out cold. They just put him on the bench with an ice pack on his head. He's obviously out of it, completely out of it. You know what that means? There's only one other person on the staff that can pitch. Ricky. They have 2 pitchers on this team.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's how it works in the majors.
2 pitchers.
2 pitchers.
And they're both starters.
They're both starters.
And closers. And middle
closers
relievers.
And relief. Yep.
Flash to the game. The 9th inning with a 1-run lead. Vaughn pitching. 1 out away from his first victory.
Dorn lays a hard hit ball.
He sure does. So we got runners at the corners, and the superfans do the wave. Just the 4 or 5 of them. That woman that's with them never has a single line, and I don't know why she's there, who she is, what's going on with her. She's just there.
She's just there.
She's just there. Great.
Free ticket.
Ricky needs to come up with something tough. He thinks Dorn missed that ball on purpose at third. Just get it over the plate. Jake will take care of the rest. So Jake trash talks the batter.
I saw your wife last night. What was that guy doing with the panties on his head?
Yeah. Bang, bang, boom, it works, and the dude pops out. That's it.
I love that. I love the little trash talk.
Yeah, it's very good. I love that a lot. The Indians win. It's a 3-2 victory, and Rachel is pissed. Charlie's pretty happy. Jake goes to pay Dorn a little visit at his home. A quick word with Roger, if you will. He's in the solarium.
In the solarium.
In the solarium. Why didn't you come up with that grounder in the bottom of the 9th?
It was out of my reach. What do you want me to do? Dive for it?
You know, I liked it better when you were just a ball player. If you ever do that again, I'll cut your nuts off and stuff them down your fucking throat.
Coffee, anybody? That was definitely random.
Yes, it was a very good line. It was very well delivered.
Then we got Doyle on the radio. TP talk. The Indians are threatening to climb out of the cellar. Vaughn at the bar.
Getting laid, I'd presume.
I would presume.
They just show him at that jukebox, and she's like, "Wild thing, I think I love you." Cut, that's it.
Cut. Smash cut.
Smash cut.
Our superfan construction dudes and the grounds crews are starting to change their tunes. They could be a lot worse. These guys ain't so fucking bad. They're still shitty. The grumpy groundskeepers were played by a father and son duo. That's pretty cool.
That is cool, right?
The 2 were portrayed by actor Kurt Uchima and his son Keith Uchima. Back at the clubhouse, nothing is working. No hot water. Cold tub is broken.
So Lou is going to get that bitch on the phone. That bitch Rachel.
Well, that bitch is there, and Lou is nude.
Very nude.
Very nude, but there ain't any more towels. There's plenty of man butt to gawk at.
Yes, there is.
The whole club is giving her a forearm jerk when she turns around.
That's a great bit, when she turns around and they're all just...
Yeah, as the Europeans call it.
Yep.
It's a great bit. The whole team now views Rachel as the enemy. They have united under a common banner.
Woohoo!
What's with the outboard motor in the hot tub?
Isn't that just a feet dicer?
Game time again, and the Indians win again against the Tigers. Lynn is there, not hiding one bit.
She's sitting over the Indians' dugout in the third row.
Yeah, come on.
How did Jake not notice her?
Yeah, seriously. It's amazing that he didn't notice her sooner, but Jake chases her down in the bullpen car. B-plot again. She's getting married, but she'll throw Jake a pity fuck just to get him out the door.
She's like, sure, I'll bang you again.
Okay.
I mean, Jake did read Moby Dick, so
kinda. Comic version. She says this does not change things, but it seems to have changed everything.
Yes, she's getting married.
She's getting married.
Sleeping with an ex. She's getting married.
More plotting by Rachel in the front office. She can't accept the team is winning.
What's left? What's left to do? You've taken everything they have.
Not everything. Now the plane is gone. It's bus travel only.
Which is completely implausible for a Major League
so
Baseball.
implausible, but it's also hilarious.
Yes, it's
such a shitty bus.
It's
too.
a very shitty bus.
Game against the Yankees. Haywood smashes another home run.
Haywood is a convicted felon, isn't he, Monty? It doesn't say here. Well, he should be anyway.
The Indians lose to the Yankees again. Lou and Charlie Donovan in the clubhouse. The Indians are 60-61. Donovan spills the beans.
Rachel Phelps will never let the team win.
Back in the clubhouse, and Lou tells his team about Rachel's plan. Jake steps up and addresses the team. There's only one thing to do. Win the whole fucking thing.
Yeah! The whole team is behind Jake at this point. They love it.
Because that's all it takes is motivation to
Yep.
do it. There's skill and natural talent have absolutely nothing.
You mean we're supposed to win?
Oh, shit. Introducing the Rachel cutout. 32 wins to go and 32 sections to peel off. Sexy? Apparently they think it is. It's enough to motivate these guys.
Yep.
Introducing a sports movie montage. Lots of practicing and winning games. Dorn takes some lumps. And don't forget about peeling off the cutout. Hayes stealing bases, including home plate. Nailing gloves to the wall above his bed. Serrano's pumping iron and a jock strap.
You can see his pubes.
Yeah, you can.
You sure can.
You sure can. It's a sight.
It is. There they are.
And then we got Vaughn striking people out, and Rachel's getting pissed, and the Indians keep winning.
And then that American Express credit card commercial. It's actually a commercial, right? Like American Express must have been a financier of the film or something.
Gotta be,
right? Because it's literally a commercial in the middle of the movie.
Literally a commercial, but it's funny. I like it.
It is.
And it is a good one. The American Express card. Don't steal home without it.
So for some reason, my mind has manufactured the fact that they actually used that bit as a commercial on TV. I have no idea if they actually did.
Yeah.
My mind's like, you saw that on TV as a real commercial, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Wesley Snipes turned down a role in Do the Right Thing to play Willie Mays Hayes. Wesley Snipes was a still relative unknown in 1989. One of his career highlights had been starring in the Martin Scorsese-directed music video for Michael Jackson's Bad. Impressed by Snipes' performance, Spike Lee offered the actor a minor part in the Do the Right Thing, and the actor declined so that he could take on a much bigger role, Willie Mays Hayes in Major League. Snipes said that he considered himself indebted to Spike for considering me and opening me up to that world. So that's
interesting.
Cool.
Interesting.
Man, Spike Lee has been around for a long time.
Long ass time, man.
Long time. More montage. The city of Cleveland is behind the team now. So is the national news outlet.
And Jake's knees hurt.
But the Indians keep winning.
And the crowds keep coming.
And the cutout keeps losing its clothing. And after the montage, the Indians are in first place tie with the Yankees. And now the cutout is topless.
Yeah.
Yeah, star pasties on the nips.
I couldn't remember for the life of me when I watched this for the first time for the homework if you actually get to see her hoots in this movie.
Yeah.
Because the TV version, you obviously don't get to see her boobs.
Obviously.
And I was a little disappointed that it was some pasties on there.
Pasties.
Come on. And it looks like that's probably not her body. Like the cutout, the head and the neck, it like doesn't match quite right with the rest of the body. It looks like it was
definitely not
a manufactured photo.
They still have one game to go.
And Dorn's wife catches him cheating on TV. He doesn't even try to hide it. He like takes that chick into the bathroom and is like high-fiving dudes as he's going back there.
No big deal.
Oh, boy.
Vaughn and Lou have a meeting on the bus. Harris is in. Vaughn is out. Lou is going for experience. Time for the one-game playoff with the Yankees.
Get your tomahawks ready, Cleveland. Seems a little bit racially insensitive.
Definitely. But first, some B-plot. Lynn's apartment is empty, and Dorn's wife revenge bang Vaughn.
I swear, I didn't know.
And we find out that Jake and Ricky live together?
Yeah, that seems like that would have been worth exploring, right? That
At
they
least
live together.
Something before that, you would think.
You would think, but nope.
But no. Vaughn avoids Dorn at the ballpark. Probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
And Serrano wants to sacrifice a live chicken.
KFC instead, I guess. KFC instead. Dorn, he is looking for Vaughn at this point, but it is game time and the stadium is full, and Rachel is pissed. Charlie, he's loving it though.
Yep, 0-0 in the third.
Dorn is having the game of his life. So is Hayes, robbing those home runs.
0-0 into the seventh.
Harris gives up a home run. Yankees have a 2-0 lead at this point. Dorn gets on base in the bottom of the seventh, so it's time for Serrano. He struck out twice already in the game.
Tying run, 2 outs, 2 strikes. They should have gotten a live chicken.
They should have gotten a live. Fuck you, Joe Boo. Why is he talking to his bat? His bat isn't Joe Boo. He's talking to his bat. Fuck you, Joe Boo. It's not your bat, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever. 2-run home run out of the park. Runs the bases with the bat in his hand, though. You can't do that.
Can't do that.
He should have been out and the game should have been over.
I know, not seeing this before, I thought, okay, so he just fucked it up.
Yep.
I thought that was going to be another thing they had to overcome, but no, it flies in this movie.
It's good to go. No big deal. It's weird because this movie has been fairly accurate with its baseball portrayal, and all of a sudden you got a player running the bases with his bat.
Right.
No,
definitely not.
It does not happen. So actor Dennis Haysbert really did hit a homer in that final scene.
Nice.
He really did. During the shoot, Haysbert proved that he was actually somewhat of a talented ball player. Whenever the script called for his character to hit a home run, he actually did.
That's awesome.
Every home run I was supposed to hit, I hit it out, Haysbert said at one point. During the take, Haysbert sent the ball flying over the left field fence at Milwaukee County Stadium. His co-stars were awestruck. Everyone stopped and applauded. Ward told that story to Sports Illustrated in an interview. It sort of sounds like an everybody clapped, like, is he making it up? Why would he make it up? It's just kind of an interesting thing. Charlie, he is loving it once again.
Sit down, Charlie.
He doesn't take much more shit from her in the rest of the movie, does he?
No.
2-2 in top of the ninth, and Harris is showing signs of fatigue. He lets up a 2-out double. Runners at second and third. Throwing a walk, and the bases are loaded for Haywood. You know what happened last time the bases were loaded for Haywood? He hit a grand slam. Time to call in Vaughn.
Give me Vaughn.
You want Vaughn?
I got a hunch he's due.
Wild thing. Great bit.
Great
Iconic,
bit.
right?
Great bit.
Iconic. Even the groundskeeping crew is singing. And Rachel Phelps hates that fucking song.
That's the kind of shit you live for in these sports movies.
Yes.
Those moments.
Yes.
Like, all right, here we go. It's going down.
Yes. Major League is actually credited with kicking off the musical trend in pro baseball.
Nice.
It gave rise to the modern trend for MLB closers to choose their own entrance songs. So without Major League, you wouldn't have those cool entrance songs when the closer comes in. I think that's a interesting thing. Relief pitcher Mitch Williams adopted the name Wild Thing and changed his jersey number from 28 to 99, same as Ricky Vaughn's number.
Yep.
And he also chose the hit Trog song Wild Thing as his personal theme, just like a certain player in the movie.
Nice.
Instead of seeing Williams' antics as a tribute, Sheen felt that he stole his thunder. I was pissed for years at Mitch Williams. He never gave me any credit, Sheen once said. Vaughn versus Haywood one last time.
This guy's the out you've been waiting for your whole life.
And Dorn, he approaches the mound at this point. What's going to happen?
Let's cut through the shit, Vaughn. Strike this motherfucker out.
It looks like he's wearing pink lipstick in this scene. Maybe it's just my DVD, but his lips are way too pink. I was like, why are your lips so pink, man?
I didn't notice that.
Oh, man, he got some pink lips. He also looks like Willem Dafoe in this scene a lot.
Yeah.
He looks like Willem Dafoe, so maybe they're long-lost brothers. Even looking at the case, he looks like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, he does.
You look like Willem Dafoe. He should have been Green Goblin in Peter in the Spider-Man from 2003. Was that 98, 99, 2000? Spider-Man 2000, right?
Yes.
One of those. Between 1998 and 2004. That's when that movie came out.
Definitely. If you can't figure that out on your own, what do you need us for?
It's time for the showdown, Trav. Vaughn shakes off Jake until he gets the fastball. The first pitch is a strike.
97 miles per hour.
The second pitch, only the heat from here. Strike 2.
99 miles per hour.
Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. Ouch. Third pitch. It's the heater again. Strike 3. Got him swinging.
101 miles per hour.
Powerful moment. R.L. Stein for me. R.L. Stein.
Oh, yeah.
Goosebumps, man. Goosebumps every time.
I love, I don't know, Jake is just awesome in that, too.
Yes.
He's just fucking with the Yankees hitter like, oh, maybe we should switch it up a bit. And he throws the fastball down right away. I was like, hell yeah.
And then the last pitch, he's like, how about the heater this time or something? Or, it's
love
great.
it.
The Indians are up at bat now, 2 down, so it's time for the Duke.
This guy threw at his own kid. Oh, wait. This guy threw at his own kid at a father-son. Okay. This guy threw at his own kid at a father-son game.
I hope that's true. Just beamed his own kid right in the head. Hayes, he's up to bat, and he legs out a single. Another point where he turned towards second base. So that's like making a move towards second base. So if he would have been tagged by the first baseman, he would have been out. It's just another little inaccuracy in this movie that it was surprising to see because it had been so accurate up until like this game.
Right.
Up until this game, but that's okay. Time for Jake Taylor, getting all kinds of signals from the dugout. Hayes, he's looking to steal. Where you going, meat?
About 90 feet.
Takes a giant lead and he steals. That's right. A 2-out steal with the game on the line.
Yeah.
That's implausible.
Definitely.
And he's safe. Rachel can't believe what she's seeing. With Hayes in scoring position, Jake signs back to the dugout.
That's a hell of an idea.
Taylor, he calls his shot. And Duke throws at Jake. He's like, what the fuck you doing, man? I'm going to bean you with this. I don't know why you'd want to bean him anyways, but I guess he got out of the way. Jake hits the dirt. Taylor calls his shot again. All of Cleveland is behind him. The 1-1 pitch. And Hayes steals. Again.
Yeah.
And Taylor bunts and gives it everything he's got to get to first base. Hayes rounds third and Jake is safe at first. And Willie Mays Hayes is safe at home. What a slide.
Safe.
What a play. That's a great shot of the umpire from like Willie Mays Hayes' perspective, like in his face. Safe.
Yeah.
I love that shot. The Indians win it. Oh, my God, the Indians win it. Rachel, she can't believe it. And Cleveland goes wild. Jake gets the girl, and everyone on the team are friends, even Dorn and Ricky, even though he punched him out.
Yeah.
And freeze frame, because it's an 80s movie. Yeah. Roll credits.
Yeah.
There was an alternate ending to the scene.
Oh.
In the Wild Thing edition, which I have, so I actually got to watch this, shows a different characterization. Lou Brown, he confronts Rachel Phelps over her plan to sabotage the team and resigns. Phelps reveals that she loves the team and the intended plans to move to Miami was a ruse to motivate the players.
What?
Yeah. Phelps says that if he shares this conversation with the team or anyone, she will fire him. The film's producers said that while the twist ending worked as a resolution for the plot, they scrapped it because test screening audience preferred Phelps as a villain. It's an interesting scene, and I don't like it. I watched it. It's like really, it's not been remastered or anything, so it looks really terrible. There's no background music, and the audio's really bad on it. But it's just not a great scene for the movie. Maybe I feel differently if that was what it was originally, you know, but
it doesn't make any sense.
It really
she
doesn't
is the
make any
villain
sense.
the whole time.
Right.
So, it was just a ruse.
No, not a ruse. Roll credits, like I said. Roll credits.
It is really weird that this all is just coming down to who wins the division.
Yeah, not even the World Series.
Yeah, they could lose in the first round of the playoffs after this, and whatever.
They should have done that, like another newspaper scroll. Indians swept in first round of playoffs.
Seriously.
That's what they should have done. Trav, did you like this movie?
Oh, I loved it.
What do you think of this movie? Like, what did this movie make you feel?
Lots of nostalgia,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, looking at the ballparks, it's funny to see, like, Marlboro
Yes.
out on this side and Budweiser out on
Yes.
this, just like the things that were so big and out in your face in the 90s
Uh-huh.
or whatever. But, I mean, I love Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
I like this a little more than Hot Shots because it's not so campy.
Yes.
And, like, it's funny, but it's not just the sole purpose to be ridiculous.
Right.
And like I told you before we started recording, I think it was funny to see Wesley Snipes in something not serious.
Yeah.
Because it's been too long since I've seen White Men Can't Jump. And, yeah, I just think of him as Blade.
Yeah.
And U.S. Marshals. And all
I
that
think of his
stuff.
tax evasion stuff that he did. That's what I think of when I see him. And I think of Half Baked with Wesley Pipes. That's what I always think of as well.
Wesley Pipes, for sure.
I really like this movie. It was a movie that I hadn't seen in many, many years, and it is like a nostalgic trip, like you said, especially like with the Marlboro stuff and the beer stuff and how pervasive that was in our culture growing up, and no wonder so many people smoke and drink afterwards. 'Cause it's not like advertising doesn't work,
Right.
And you just don't see that stuff anywhere anymore, and the movie really makes you realize how pervasive that stuff was. This movie is kind of a gem. It is not a straight comedy. It's not a straight drama. It's a dramedy, but it does it so well. And so many other sports films and just films in the same type of vein take cues from Major League throughout, the rest of cinematic history. And it's created some stereotypes. It's created some cliches, but when you see it for the first time on the movie, you're like, oh, that's where that cliche came from.
Yeah.
That's where that stereotype came from.
And it's funny that if you're not a Yankees fan, you're all on board for them being
Oh,
the
yeah.
villain team.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not a Yankees fan, sure, give them to me as the villain. Let's do it.
Please.
And this movie also reminded me and made me think of The Replacements. Have you seen that? The football movie with Keanu Reeves?
No.
We need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
If it's 90s. I'm not sure. But it's kind of like the same premise. It's a lockout year.
Okay.
And they're all like the scrubs that don't normally make a team. And then they do really well.
Is not Michael Caine. Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman is the coach.
Is the coach.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen it, no.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
It's in
Well,
90s.
it's Keanu, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to watch it because of Keanu.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
there you
haven't
go.
seen it. I don't know why I haven't seen it. That leaves, we should start maybe working in a few more sports movies. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. We got, spoiler alert, we got Mighty Ducks coming up sometime soon,
Hey.
so we're going to do a little sports movie coming up here pretty soon, but I really like this movie. It's a good movie. It holds up. You can watch this movie. It's a nearly 40-year-old movie, and it still is pertinent today. It still is a good movie. It's still watchable. It's not cringy. It's not Youngblood, where
No.
it's hard to watch that movie sometimes.
Yeah.
Its age shows a little bit more in Youngblood. But it's just a great movie, and if you didn't do your homework and you listened all this way, well, thanks for listening. But do your goddamn homework
Do your
next
damn
time.
homework.
This is a movie that I will forever recommend to anybody, and if it ever comes up in conversation and somebody says that they haven't seen it, it'll be like, you need to see it.
Yeah.
You need to see it. It's very, very good. So, Trav, should we move on to what our homework assignment is going to be?
Let's do it.
All right. So, the Summer of DBZ is continuing. We are doing DBZ Season 1, Episodes 31 through 36. The original release of these episodes was September 13th, 1989 through October 25th, 1989. Its North American release was January 10th, 1997. I'm just going to run through these episodes real quick, just the names of these episodes. Saiyan Sized Secret. Saiyan Sized Secret. That's episode 31. Episode 32 is Spirit Bomb Away, which it's a miracle that Spirit Bomb doesn't take 10 episodes to be conjured up, but that's for a different time. Episode 33, Hero in the Shadows. Episode 34, Krillin's Offensive. He's offensive. Krillin, come on, buddy. 35, Mercy. 36, Picking Up the Pieces. So you can understand something pretty big happened. Picking up the pieces. Well, Trav, with that out of the way, why don't you hit me with that outro?
Outro time. So we have been let down by the listeners when it comes to the emails. So reminder, emails are podcast@overduehomework.com. Send us in something to read. Send us in some suggestions. Tell us we suck. Whatever you want us to
Please.
read, and we will read it. So I just have one question for Drew.
Awesome.
When you were a kid, when you were going to make a sandwich, were you a meat and cheese kid or were you a PB&J kid?
I don't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Hey,
So,
nice. Because you don't like peanut butter?
I'm not a
Or-
big fan of peanut butter.
Nice.
Right? I don't really do peanut butter. I occasionally will, because my daughter loves peanut butter, I'll occasionally like lick the knife.
Sure.
And I'm like, I just can't go for it.
Not a fan?
It's okay. Candy form, I'll do peanut butter occasionally, like a Reese's or something
Sure.
like that. But for the most part, if it's got peanut butter, I'm just like, meh. It's not like it makes me throw up or anything like that, but
sure.
it's just not a big fan. But you got to go. I was a big mayonnaise, mustard, bologna, and American singles sandwich kid growing up. That was my big sandwich. And my mom, when she would make those sandwiches, she would always butter each side of the bread and then put the mayonnaise on one and then the mustard on the other. As an adult, I'm like, that you don't need the butter.
No, you don't.
You don't need the butter.
If you're not going to use the other.
Yes,
stuff.
but she would do the butter every time.
I'm a butter kid, so
Yeah.
I use butter, no mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise.
Yeah, but yeah, my grandma always had the white Wonder Bread with the bologna and the Kraft American singles.
Yes,
I mean, that's just what she did.
That's just what you did.
But yeah, I like the ham and cheese route, or maybe turkey Swiss route. But yeah, no PB&Js for this guy.
No peanut butter.
Peanut butter will make me barf. That's the only difference between us.
I had something on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. What was it, Drew?
Peanut butter barf.
Peanut butter barf. Peanut butter barf. It's one of the.
It's there.
It's there. I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it some other day.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this little bit shorter episode for everybody. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Overdue Homework Podcast. And again, make sure you email us at podcast@overduehomework.com. And make sure you tune in to the next exciting episode of the Overdue Homework Podcast.